frequency 93.7. Signal strong, world gone quiet. Outriders on the air. You're listening to 93.7 WDED Radio Free Nowhere. Broadcasting in an undisclosed location, still kicking, still transmitting, and still pissed off. It's July 23rd, and if you can hear this, you're not alone. And maybe, just maybe, neither am I. So power up your generator, tune in your radio, and let's get lost together for an hour of static, memory, and noise from the other side of civilization. Alright, as usual, the ground rules before we roll into today's reports for any new listeners. This is a broadcast relay. I'm not transmitting to sell you anything. Hell, I couldn't even if I wanted to. If you're new, I go by Outrider. I had an actual name before things went sideways. Now, that's not important. If you're sending a reply, transmit on frequency 107.9. I'll pick up on it. That's a change for those of you that heard the first broadcast. Too much interference from quote-unquote callers. Use short bursts and keep it clear. No names, no exact locations on the air. Keep it clean, keep it cryptic. If you do choose to transmit, God bless you. Just don't use the old military bands. The dead ain't the only ones listening, and they don't want company. Lastly, as usual, no politics, no begging, no threats. Still no new voices logged today, but if you're alive and transmitting, keep at it. I'll keep the receiver on. And now for the portion of the show where I diatribe. You ever wonder why the silence gets louder at night? It's not just the absence of sound, it's the knowing. The knowing that someone, or something, is listening. Just out of range. Somewhere past the trees, past the fences. Hell, maybe past the stars. And yet, here we are. Still talking, still trying. Still scanning that dial for anything real. We used to crave connection. Now, we'd settle for a distorted voice and a flicker of static. Me? I've got a stack of cassettes, a mic held together with duct tape and dreams, and just enough power to send this out on the wire. That's what I got. That, and you. Whoever's listening. Alright, with my old man ramblings out of the way, let's get to the important stuff. Your zombie migration patterns for the day. Had some movement near Muldrog last night. Big group. Must have been 50 strong. Slow but steady. If you're holed up in that area, stay quiet and keep the fires low. Rosewood's looking calm this week. Word on the radio is a single straggler limping down Main like it had an appointment. No horde activity. Use the time to resupply. Riverside's another story entirely. Reports on the wire of packs forming near the Gigamart again. Something about that place draws them in. If you're scavenging supplies, look elsewhere. Also, keep an eye on the train lines. Nothing official, just a feeling. I don't like how clear the tracks have been. Lots of corpses, but no quote-unquote living deadheads. Makes you wonder, but you didn't hear that last part from me. Now, let's enjoy the dulcet tones of whatever the hell random nonsense I managed to find in this box of cassettes. Sending random music your way 3 times a day. This is Radio Free Nowhere. If you can hear this, you're not the only one left. And now, reporting from our weather station, it's Outrider with the weather for the day. Ah yes, July 23rd. Another glorious day in the free-range meat locker we once called Kentucky. Clouds are rolling in today like they've got somewhere important to be. You can expect scattered thunderstorms starting around 3 p.m. and continuing into the evening. Lightning's been dancing across the ridge, and thunder might just drown out the moaning. Briefly. Temperatures drop a little, high of 83, low of 68. But the trade-off is wet boots, slippery roads, and mold in places you didn't know could mold. So wear something waterproof, or just accept that you'll be damp until further notice. If you're feeling optimistic, put out a bucket. It won't make the water clean, but it'll give you something to stare at. And we're back. I hope you enjoyed that, because until I make a supply run again, I'm pretty limited on my music selection. You ever think about the dumb stuff we miss? Drive-through coffee, traffic, ads for cereal. I miss the sound of car tires on wet pavement. That shh sound when you used to pull into a gas station. Weird what sticks, huh? I remember lying in bed, windows open, summer breeze coming in, hearing bird song, some dumb commercial on TV, smell of bacon from the neighbor's kitchen. And I didn't even like those neighbors. Strange what we miss when everything else is gone. I miss annoying things, stupid things, flyers in the mailbox, that sound the microwave made when your food was done. Now it's just the wind, the groan of the infected, and the occasional crackle of a fire you didn't set. We lost the noise. That's what's really killing us. Anyway, time again for today's Intercepts from Nowhere. Had the radio locked on to one of the old military bands last night. Got a ping. It was weak, like a whisper through the static. But it was there.
Sector 6 is compromised. Do not return. Initiate Black Echo Protocol. Repeat, Black Echo is in effect.
Now, I messed around with comms enough in the military to know my way around a radio. I may not know what a black echo means precisely, but usually when a transmission like that goes out, it's not a good thing. Now, I'm just speculating, but sounds like something you transmit when an area is a total loss. Or you don't want any survivors. So either someone out there just lost their favorite play place, or looting just got a lot easier. Either way, I wouldn't go near Sector 6. Not unless you're looking to disappear. You know, I used to hate commercials. Couldn't stand them. Always at the worst time. Middle of a football game, middle of a show. Then the end came. And what do I find in a locked closet looking for supplies? Tapes, hard drives, discs, full of them. So hey, let's roll one. Might as well remember what it was like to be annoyed by something normal.
Looking for a night out the whole family will enjoy? Slide on down to Spiffos, Knox County's favorite spot for burgers, shakes, and smiles.
Mom, I want a Spiffo burger.
That's right, kiddo. The Spiffo hamburger is stacked high with juicy, all-American beef, crisp lettuce, and a dollop of our famous Spiffo secret sauce. Good.
I'm Spiffo. Let's eat.
Pair it with golden fries and wash it down with an ice-cold pop. Or try our creamy milkshakes and fresh scooped ice cream. Whether you're celebrating, relaxing, or just hungry, Spiffos is where memories are made. Open late, always delicious.
Craving something bold? Something fresh? Something that sizzles? Then come on down to I Love Walkin' Rolls, Knox County's #1 stop for the best in Chinese American takeout. Whether you're in the mood for spicy genmaisaos, crispy spring rolls, or our legendary sweet and sour chicken, we've got your cravings covered. And don't forget our famous Walkin' Rolls combo platter, loaded with noodles, rice, and your choice of protein for just $4.99. Dine in, carry out, or call ahead. We'll have it hot and ready faster than you can say egg foo yowza. And hey, if you really love Walkin' Rolls, pick up one of our bumper stickers and show the world your taste buds know where home is. So swing by I Love Walkin' Rolls, where the walk is hot, the rolls are fresh, and the love, well, that's just part of the flavor.
That's it for now, Wasteland Wanderers. Keep your heads down, your fires low, and your radios tuned. This world may be dead, but your signal isn't, and that counts for something. This is Outrider, signing off until tomorrow, unless the zombies get me first.